I'm aware that I'm rather late this entire child predator Roblox situation, but I just recently saw a new video by none other than Chris Hansen, the To Catch a Predator guy, and I think if it is ever truly a sign that you should immediately stop what you are doing and just change your life for the better as fast as you can, it is whenever your life is intersecting with Chris Hansen's scheduled media. You should never be appearing in anything that has to do with Chris Hansen, honestly. Except if you're with him as part of the film crew. And what he talked about in his news video is Roblox specifically concealing and hiding events of a sexual nature that have happened between adults and minors getting exploited in various servers, and Roblox not really caring. The explicit reason that the lawyers are giving is that Roblox isn't shutting down these child predation rings because they are simply too profitable for Roblox to shut down. They would lose too much money by stopping child predation. So they're just letting it. I don't even know. They just don't fucking care. They are an evil company and they do not care that children are being harmed. Now, this of course comes after one of the most genius moves ever by Roblox, which was the CEO of Roblox requesting an interview with a decently famous podcast and him sitting down, and I'm gonna try and remember exactly what he said, but this is the gist of what happened in that interview, which happened around a week ago, I think now. At first he says, the interviewer asks him, so what do you think about the child predator problem on Roblox? Because this has been a talking point. People like Schlepp as well, who have been fighting against child predation and him then being banned. What do you think about that, Mr. Person who represents Roblox and is its CEO? And in response, the CEO, like a wise saint, responds, well, I see it as a good opportunity. End of sentence, actually. He doesn't continue. He says he thinks that children being exploited is a good opportunity, and then later tries to introduce the concept of child gambling. He says, yeah, they should be able to gamble with Roblox currency. It's not real money, so it doesn't count. Start them young, is what he jokes. Which I can make an entire different video about the rise of gambling in society as it is today, and how a lot of stock markets are going towards gambling stuff like Polymark and whatnot. Doesn't matter. What's important, I'm not even gonna get into fucking child gambling at this point. We're going to stay strictly at the pedo shit. And it is truly astonishing to me how this doesn't have more mainstream media coverage, which almost leads me to believe that Roblox, or does Tencent own Roblox? I don't know. What major game company owns Roblox? Maybe it's just its own studio. But I'm surprised that the media isn't reporting more on this, especially because there's so many people playing Roblox. I mean, at a time, one single game on Roblox had more players on it than the peak of the entirety of Fortnite. So it is literally a single game mode had more players on it than Fortnite at its peak. And just to tell you how insane this is, Fortnite is free to play. A lot of these game modes exist upon exploiting children and getting them to use their mom's credit card. But at the end of the day, games kind of need money to continue. I'm not gonna bash on basic economics. Yeah, of course, they're making it more profitable to exploit more children and having like flashing colors to fucking destroy their brains, but every game is doing that. That's not like special for Roblox. The thing that is truly scary is that Roblox doesn't care what these games are doing, as long as they are making that money for them, that juicy dough, man. And here's the thing that's so insane to me is, as I said before, there are a lot of documents because they have been requested, like subpoenaed through legal procedures because Roblox didn't want to give them, but they have actual tracked conversation and evidence that higher ups in Roblox know about these child grooming rings and like sexual exploitation of children, and they will not do anything against them, which is so insane. There is full-on evidence that higher-ups in Roblox know about certain servers that are taking them off-site to Discords and other messaging apps and exploiting them, and they still refuse to shut down these apps. And this just recently happened with, I'm pretty sure it's Schlep, I'm not misremembering who it is. Schlep is a person who was basically the Batman of Roblox, and he would do these sting operations, also working together with the police and Chris Hansen. Know how he got rewarded for stopping these predators on Roblox? If you guessed that they hired him, you would be wrong. If you guessed they did nothing and said, thank you for removing these predators from our site. If you said, however, that they IP and hardware banned him, and then didn't ban the predators he was currently operating sting operations on, you would be correct, but you would be equally confused as I am. Because I think at this point that Roblox believes it has enough control over the media and news that is coming out about its platform, and it is big enough that even if entirety of Roblox is exposed as a like child trafficking ring, no one would even care, because every single child that is like of the age of 3 to 7 owns Roblox, and the parents just won't be able to see the news in the end if Roblox keeps paying off these news sites. And I mean, again, me making this rant, if the main news sites aren't already like reporting on this, me saying this won't really change much, but you know, I think it's important to at least bring these things up. And after the first wave of this news broke, Roblox did implement changes in the fact that they had more restrictions and higher like monitoring for people under the age of 12. The problem with that is that then most of the crimes being committed through Roblox are happening to people between the range of 13 to 16. So they are not really making a dent in the main target victims of this entire like terrible thing that is happening. And one of the most insane things as well that I just remembered randomly whilst doing this rant is that the CEO of Roblox, on that interview, I'm pretty sure, was floating the idea of making Roblox have an integrated dating app feature for people 17 and up, which is such a strange age range to choose, 17 and up. First of all, that's like not legal to begin with. Second of all, why is he like saying that doesn't even make sense for 17 and up? Also, why even have an integrated dating feature if your game is marketed towards young children? Having that a dating feature in the game to begin with is such a terrible idea on every level. And it just shows, this is basically the same thing that comes out of every single one of these rants. Corporate greed knows no bounds, and they do not care about what happens to the consumer as long as they stay consuming. And if that consumer just so happens to be a pedophile, even better, because they'll stay on there for longer and spend more money. And yeah, with that, I'm just here to say that don't ever play Roblox again. Delete it, report it, and if you see any of your kids playing Roblox, or anyone else's kids playing Roblox, just get them off immediately. It's not good for your brain to begin with. The games on there, they're meant to fleece you for all the money you have in your wallet, and it's full of predators. So, just not a good place to be. Anyways, as always, I'm so tired. I'm probably going to sleep. See you guys. Bye bye.